This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
I want to mention Eddie Guererro is arrested for a DUI around this time and winds up being released just 2 days later. And we know that this is going to be where Eddie takes to the Indies and really rebuilds his image and his brand and makes a big impression on a lot of young guys like CM Punk, who's working the independents at the time. But this is one of those deals where you, as the head of talent relations, have to make a tough call. When you find out about the DUI, what do you remember about the decision and how we got there, and then ultimately having this conversation with Eddie?
Well, Eddie had those substance issues, found out later on, and he needed some help, but he was in denial. He felt like he was fine. He didn't need any help. And we needed to correct or help him solve his issue and get some relief from his the substances. That's why he was let go. He wasn't let go because he all of a sudden overnight became a poor worker. He was still one of the best in the world. And you, as a talent guy, like I was, same analogy with Flair. If you get a chance to get Ric Flair, sign him. If you got a chance to get Eddie Guerrero healthy and get him back in the fold, you try to do that. But again, the old two to tango cliche is applicable here as well. And I had a lot of talks with Eddie. Eddie was in deep depression and he had a lot of issues. But you recognize these problems and you come up with solutions. Hey, we'll get you soon. And wrestlers didn't want to hear about getting counseling. Oh my God. And I admire Jon Moxley for what he's done. The courage it takes to stand up in front of your peers and your world, your fans, your family, your wife, friends, everybody is extraordinary. So I'll always have amazing respect for Jon Moxley, and we all should. But Eddie didn't want to go that route. It was in today's world, he probably would have because it's more accepted. But then it's a sign of weakness. And so that we made the only decision that we could make because he didn't want to change. And I told him, as long as you don't want to change, we're not going to be able to use you. Because, the things he did, Conrad, required finite execution. And it's very easy for Eddie to get hurt or hurt somebody because he's just a little bit off. Because when he wasn't a mat wrestler, he couldn't mat wrestle, but he was all that high flying stuff that he did. He could either hurt himself or hurt his opponent. And remember what happened when he first got here? He did a frog splash and tore up his shoulder.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where we were there. And I loved Eddie. I still love Eddie. It's funny. Eddie's anniversary of Eddie's death, ironically, in Minneapolis, was this past Saturday while we were all in town. It was brought to my attention that he died in the Marriott, 1 block away from where we stayed. And I thought it was, and I know that it was made specifically that we are not to stay at the Marriott because that would have been hard for a lot of people to swallow. So we stayed at another hotel, still downtown, Lowe's, right across the street from the Target Center, and which is beautiful because you can walk across the street to the building. But we really respected that with Eddie, and it's funny that a lot of the talents today, Conrad, still respect Eddie like he was alive.
Yeah,
still in the locker room, all those things. So that shows a great love and respect that he earned. But we made sure that Marriott was not in the picture. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the same hotel that Brian Pillman died in Minneapolis.
Oh, I hope not.
So we got out of that whole Marriott thing, and that was one of the reasons. And that's the sensitivities of Tony Khan. I've had owners and bookers that wouldn't give a shit.
Right.
I got the best rate there at the Marriott, so that's where we're staying.
I unfortunately found with a Google search that Brian Pillman passed away at the Budgetel Motel.
Oh, was it?
Now the La Quinta in Bloomington. So that would have been tough if that was the
same town.
Yeah.
Same town. I'm off there. Thanks for doing that research. But I know Eddie was at the Marriott. So that's why we had no desire to stay there. So it was good. And that Lowe's is sold out. You know, if you didn't have a key, just as like you're a fan, you sort of come over and hang at the bar. I don't think that was happening. So, cause if it had been, the bar was small. It was smaller than your bar at home, which is also, it's like a ballroom in Huntsville.
Listen to you. You and Briscoe got to stop all that.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.